So, okay, when you're freelancing or when you're first starting out, or maybe um, how to make money online or how to make money with copywriting or email marketing or whatever it is, the first thing you're gonna have to do is get a client, right? Okay. So the process I want to take you guys through and show you how to do is how to get a client. So first, how do I even find clients? How do I find leads? How do I figure out how to reach out to people? Then you need to contact them, right? You need to pitch your services. You need to either cold email them, cold DM them. Um, you could meet people at networking events. There's all sorts of ways that you can reach out to businesses and business owners. The third thing, you're gonna pitch your services, and for me and my experience and what I would recommend, what you're gonna pitch is going to vary based on the lead and who you are reaching out to. Okay, and then I'm gonna go through onboarding, fulfillment, and then repeat. Uh, so prospecting, how to find clients. Um, Essentially, what that's gonna look like is depending on the niche. I think like social media, obviously you can find e-commerce brands on there, but I would use social media, or where I find people that I currently work with, which is people in the info space or selling a course or selling consulting, knowledge, that type of thing, any coaching, mentorships, that those people I mainly find through social media, whether that's Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, any of that. And so that's kind of how I would suggest, if you want to get in the info space, that's kind of what I would do is be present on social media. For the e-commerce space, you can obviously still send DMs, like, all these brands like, what's a brand? Like UGG. They have an Instagram, they have social media presence, but the people that you want to contact are probably not going to be running those social media accounts, unless they're a smaller brand. Um, so what I would do for e-commerce brands specifically is use some sort of lead scraper. That could be ListKit. That's a really good one. It could be Apollo.io, Hunter.io, any of those. And that's how I would find brand specific in ecom. And I'll touch more on that. But this is just like a general idea. So those are kind of like the main two niches. There's also like SaaS, so softwares. There's like B2B stuff, which is usually like on LinkedIn. So that's kind of how I'm gonna break that down. How you contact them, it's either gonna be cold email or a DM. You can even do both. In fact, I would probably I would probably recommend DM for info products or coaches, consultants, that type of thing. And then I would probably use cold email for ecom brands. Uh, if you can find their email, you can obviously like cold email them if they have like an info product, but I find it easier to just do on social media. But if you don't really have a big social media presence, and say you don't have any mutuals, like it might be a little bit harder to get in contact with them through the DMs. So there's just like a stronger barrier, we'll say, if you don't have either of those. And so you can still, I would suggest to still email them. And then pitching them. So there's a couple different ways you can kind of go about pitching your services. I know some people that they, in their cold email, they pitch their service like kind of right away or even in DMs. I kind of have found a different approach that's worked really well for me. And I'll go a little bit more in depth, but to keep it pretty surface level, I typically go through somebody's funnel, or if it's an ecom brand, I like know exactly what I'm going to help them with. And even if it is like I want to run their emails or, make a landing page for them, I will go through their funnel or their website and figure out what it is I can offer them that is the lowest hanging fruit. And so what that's going to do is just allow you to use that lowest hanging fruit as leverage to at least like get on a call with them, and then you can discuss, okay, well, yeah, you don't have email or you're not doing anything with email, but you could also use a VSL or you could also use blah blah blah, and then that's where you can kind of go into a bit more of or kind of upsell them, I guess I should say. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm gonna go over in my module. So how to get a client, anywhere from prospecting, contacting them, pitching them, onboarding them, fulfilling. So yeah,